Man, let me tell y'all something right now. I've been around this world, read all kinds of books, seen people talk about kindness and compassion like it's a brand new idea. But then I came across something that stopped me in my tracks. Islam and the way it talks about animals. I ain't talking about just petting a dog or feeding a cat. I'm talking deep respect, real empathy, laws that go back over 1,400 years. Way before we had animal rights movements or hashtags or documentaries, they were already preaching mercy, already protecting life that couldn't even speak for itself. That hit me, man. Because the way you treat the voiceless, the ones who got no power, no platform, that tells the world who you really are. And I promise you, by the end of this story, you're going to look at animals, at creation, at your own heart, completely different. So buckle up. We're about to dive deep. Picture this, man. A guy standing there getting ready to slaughter an animal. He's sharpening his knife right in front of it, just doing what people did back then. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, walks by, stops and says, "Hold up, you trying to kill it twice, once with fear and once with the blade?" Man, that line right there, that's empathy in motion. That's emotional intelligence 1,400 years before anybody ever coined the term. He was teaching that animals feel, they got fear, pain, hesitation, anxiety. You think it's just an animal, but that creature got a heartbeat, a soul, a purpose. And Steve Harvey's telling you, if we could just learn to slow down and see life through another set of eyes, whether it's a human or an animal, we'd walk a lot softer on this earth. It's not just about mercy, it's about awareness, responsibility, and realizing your strength ain't in control, it's in compassion. Now this next one gonna make you think twice. A woman once locked up a cat, didn't feed it, didn't let it go, just let it die. And the prophet said she went to hell for that. Man, that's heavy. Because in a world where we walk past hungry strays like they invisible, that story calls us out. You see, mercy ain't optional. It's a reflection of your soul. Islam teaches that every creature matters. You mistreat what's powerless. You answer for that. You show mercy. You're blessed for that. It's like a spiritual scoreboard where kindness is currency. So when you feed a bird, give water to a thirsty dog, or show compassion to a stray, that's worship. That's how you build real character. Steve Harvey's telling you, God ain't just watching what you say in prayer. He's watching how you treat what he created. Because cruelty closes heaven's door, but mercy opens it wide. Now this one right here blew my mind. The Quran says, every creature is a community like you. Man, that's deep. Birds, ants, animals, even insects, all part of their own nations. Think about that. Long before environmentalists, before science started talking about ecosystems, Islam already said it plain. Every life has purpose, balance, design. You mess with one, you mess with the whole. Steve Harvey's telling you that's divine ecology. And here's the real talk. When you start seeing animals as communities, not commodities, you start seeing your own humanity in a new light. You stop living like the world's yours to take and start living like you're part of something sacred. Respect ain't weakness, it's wisdom. And if folks today had even half that mindset, this planet would be in a whole lot better shape. There's this story. A man took some baby birds out of a nest, just playing around. The mama bird lost it, flapping, crying, panicking. The prophet saw it and said, "Put them back," just like that. No debate, no lecture. Compassion in action. Because mercy ain't about talking nice, it's about doing right. That's the kind of awareness that changes everything. You start seeing the emotional ripple of your choices. You start realizing your actions carry weight, even with creatures that can't talk back. Steve Harvey's telling you, compassion ain't a soft skill, it's the highest form of power. And the more you live with that kind of heart, the more peace, the more purpose, the more favor starts showing up in your life. You don't lose anything by being kind. You gain your humanity back. Let's get real for a second. Islam doesn't say don't use animals. It says use them right. If you eat, honor that life. If you work an animal, don't overburden it. If you take, show gratitude. You use a sharp knife, say God's name. Minimize suffering. That's not just ritual. That's mindfulness. That's integrity. Steve Harvey's telling you, this is ethics in action. It's about understanding that every blessing comes with responsibility. You eat a meal, that's a life that gave for yours. You owe that moment respect. And when you start seeing life that way, gratitude replaces greed. Respect replaces entitlement. Man, imagine if the whole world lived like that. farms, industries, our habits, all would change. Because real believers, real human beings, treat every life, even the smallest one, with dignity. Now listen to this one. It's one of my favorite stories. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told about a man walking through the desert, dying of thirst. He finds a well, climbs down, drinks, and climbs back up. Then he sees a dog, tongue out, dying just like he was a minute ago. The man looks at that dog and feels something. He climbs back down, fills his shoe with water, and gives it to the dog. And you know what the prophet said? God forgave him for that. Man, that gives me chills, because it ain't about how much money you got, how loud you pray, or how often you post quotes online. It's about the heart you show when nobody's watching. Steve Harvey's telling you, compassion don't need an audience. Real kindness is quiet, selfless, and pure. And when you do it, heaven itself moves. God notices that. That little act in a forgotten desert, it turned a sinner into a soul forgiven. That's how powerful mercy is. Here's something that'll humble you. The prophet said if you kill a bird for fun, not for food, not for need, that bird's gonna stand before God on Judgment Day and say, he killed me for nothing. Whew, that'll make you think twice, won't it? Because it ain't about how small or big the creature is. Every breath counts. Islam teaches that every life form praises God in its own way. You just can't hear it. The trees, the animals, even the fish in the ocean, they're all part of that divine symphony. Steve Harvey's telling you, we walk around this world like we own it, when really we're guests, temporary ones at that. The least we can do is respect the house and everything living in it. You kill for sport, you mock creation,